expensive political blunders in California history. 300 million taxpayer dollars gone, not on infrastructure, not on education, but on a ballot mistake so absurd it's being compared to rewriting democracy with a typo. And the ripple effects? They go far beyond California, because the same mindset that caused this error, the arrogance, the lack of accountability, the I know better than the people attitude is spreading across the nation. What happens next could reshape the balance of power in America, and it's not what most people think. So let's break it down, what it means, and what we can expect for our future. Imagine you're running a company, you've got a product launch scheduled, millions of customers waiting, investors watching, the whole world paying attention. Then someone on your team sends out the wrong product specs. Not a typo in an email, not a minor detail, the entire blueprint wrong. Now you've got to recall everything, reprint it, resend it. And the cost? Somewhere between $200 and $300 million. In business, heads would roll. Executives would resign. The board would demand answers. But in politics, sometimes the person responsible just keeps going like nothing happened. That's exactly what we're watching unfold in California right now. The state mailed out redistricting maps for Proposition 50, a controversial ballot initiative that would change how California draws its congressional district lines. Except there was one problem. The maps they sent out, wrong. Completely wrong. Not a small error you could fix with a footnote or a correction notice. We're talking about maps that would literally redraw political power in one of America's largest states. So what did they do? They had to send out new ones. To every registered voter in California, tens of millions of households. And the price tag for that mistake? Somewhere in the range of $250 to $300 million of taxpayer money. Think about what that kind of money could have done. How many teachers could have been hired? How many roads repaired? How many homeless shelters built? Instead, it went to fixing a mistake that never should have happened in the first place. But here's what really matters. This wasn't just incompetence. This was a symptom of something deeper. California has always been a state of contradictions. On one hand, it's home to some of the most innovative companies on earth, the place where ideas become reality, where engineers solve impossible problems, where accountability in the private sector is ruthless because failure means you're out. But in government, different rules. For years, California actually had something most states didn't, an independent redistricting commission, bipartisan, citizens, not politicians, drawing district lines. It was one of the few things Democrats and Republicans could point to and say, yeah, that's fair, that works. Then Proposition 50 came along. Governor Newsom decided he wanted to change that system. His pitch? Texas Republicans recently redrew their maps mid-decade, trying to squeeze out a few more congressional seats. So California should be able to do the same thing, fight fire with fire. On the surface, it sounds reasonable. Tit for tat. They did it, so we can too. But here's the thing about that logic. It only works if you're willing to give up the moral high ground forever. When you abandon principle for power, you don't just lose once. You lose every future argument about fairness. Because the other side will say, remember when you did the exact same thing? And that's where Newsom's strategy started to unravel. Because even Democrats, longtime loyal California Democrats, started asking questions. If we're supposed to be the party that believes in fair representation, in protecting democracy, in letting the people decide, how does gerrymandering fit into that? Some people called it hypocrisy, others called it pragmatism. But what it really was, a test of whether voters would accept the idea that the ends justify the means. And then the mistake happened. The wrong maps went out. Hundreds of millions of dollars down the drain. Suddenly, Prop 50 wasn't just a debate about redistricting. It became a symbol of government waste, of arrogance, of leaders who talk about saving democracy while burning through taxpayer money on avoidable mistakes. That's when someone unexpected stepped into the fight. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governator himself. Now, Arnold hasn't been governor of California for over a decade, but he built that independent redistricting commission back when he was in office. It was one of his proudest achievements. He traveled around the country promoting the idea, encouraging other states to take power away from politicians and give it back to the people. So when Newsom tried to dismantle that system, Arnold didn't stay quiet. He launched a campaign. Not flashy, not loud, just direct. Terminate gerrymandering, he called it. His message was simple. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Just because Texas Republicans are playing dirty doesn't mean California Democrats should do the same. If you believe in fair maps, you believe in fair maps. Period. And here's what was fascinating: people listened. Not just Republicans, Democrats too, independents, people who had voted for Newsom before, but were starting to wonder if maybe, just maybe, this wasn't the hill to die on. Because when you strip away the political spin, what Prop 50 really represented was a power grab, not a fight for justice, not a defense of democracy, just politicians trying to lock in their seats for another decade. And the $300 million mistake, that just made it obvious. But the real cost wasn't just financial, it was trust. Trust is a funny thing. In engineering, in business, in relationships, you build it slowly and lose it fast. One mistake, one lie, one broken promise, and people start questioning everything you've ever said. That's what started happening.